We respectfully request the Sangha of great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, then quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tặng tình, phi thứ pháp hội gặp nhất thiết chúng sanh. Tịnh chuyên diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã môn, như há liễu sanh thoát tư lý khổ đạc lạc, tốc chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sa Đàn Tô Sư Chế Đô Ye Ở La Hơ Đi San Miao San Pu Tô Xie. Nam mô Đạc Đạc Tha Tô Ya Đà Ya La Hơ Đề Tam Miệu Tam Bồ Đà Thoa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I am able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu sheng 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 wei miao fa bai jian wan jie nan zhao yu wo jin dian wen zhe shou qi Yuan Jie Ru Lai Zhe Shi Yi. O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Ching Liang, Great Master YongHua, all good monks and nuns, and all good knowing advisors, Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、精良大师、师父上人、各位出家人、各位善知识，弥陀佛。 Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa Thanh Lương Đại sư Hòa Thượng Tiên Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện sư thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is the 22nd of December 2023. Thank you all for joining us in this discussion of the prologue to the Avatamsaka Sutra. First of all, we have a question from Korean YouTube. Go ahead.
입계 김용학님 질문입니다. 아미타불 마스터, 다리를 반대로 올리고 결과부자를 하거나 반가부자를 하는 게 저한테 해로운가요? 왼발을 먼저 올리고 결과부자를 하고 나서 쉴 때 누워있는 것보다 반대로라도 다리를 올리고 있는 게 나을까요?
Master, this question is from Kim Yong-hak Ikke. When we do sit in full lotus, we usually put our left leg first. How about switching the legs? Is it harmful? And how about the half lotus, put the right leg first? Is it harmful? And then after unbuckle my full lotus, when I take a rest, is it okay? Is it better to sit in half lotus, switching the leg, rather than lying down?
Okay, this is a very commonly asked question. When you sit in full lotus, it's better to stick with the order we ask you to do, meaning left leg first, right leg on top. Okay, it's yin and yang thing. So when you switch, it should be okay too, but a man might prefer to wear skirts. And women then would like to wear pants. Wait a minute, that happened already. Okay, so it's better to stick to it, to stick to the order. Don't change, there's no need to change. You look for an easy way out, don't. Just be happy that you're taught this sort of practice here. That is the best way to get there. Don't need to try to get around the problem, okay? You're supposed to endure it. The point here is when you cross your legs, it's uncomfortable. And part of the exercise is to learn patience, as we've been talking the last couple of weeks. Chan training, initially and for a long, long time, will help you develop patience. So you start first by learning to endure the physical discomfort. And typically, smart people struggle with this, okay? And so it's a test. If you have enough blessings, you will somehow decide to endure the test, and you get a lot out of it, a lot more than is possible to explain to you. Okay, that much. Okay, and that's why it's not a whole lot we can do. You have prior Mahayana blessings, you would be willing to endure it. You don't have enough, if you struggle a lot, it's because your blessings are not enough, and you have a lot of obstructions, and therefore you have to go through the typical way we do. We do to train our people to overcome those obstructions. Okay, and so this is a secret recipe that is designed to help you build patience. And each one of you is different. You progress at your own pace. It's not the same. Okay, people progress differently. I struggle a lot initially, and now I see people who first time they could cross their legs for a long, long time already. And the first time I crossed my legs, it was 2 minutes. I could not bear the pain. Okay, and so it's about patience, like we've been talking here. We train you on this process here by your being willing to endure the difficulties and the pain and the suffering. That's an exercise of patience, and will help you build your wisdom. And you'll be so much better off if you undergo this training. Okay? So don't change the methodology. All right? The little bit more you can endure, the much more better off than you are. All right. And here we are on slide 686 of the prologue. We've been talking about the patiences. The patiences is what? When you practice chant, naturally, as you stick with it, naturally you become more patient. Okay? It's a natural benefit. Every time you practice meditation, especially chant, our kind of style of chant practice will help you develop patience very, very quickly. Okay? And with patience will come the wisdom. If you are learned to patiently endure, you don't need to understand a lot of things. Okay, this is what's magical about this. A lot of people ahead of you didn't know much about the theory and the principles and so forth. But the Chan school does not depend on the theory, the teachings, because it's 教外别传. Because it's transmitted outside of the teaching, it does not depend on the teaching. That's why you can become enlightened without learning much about the Dharma at all. So this is just a fantastic technology that anyone can benefit, not just the Buddhists or men or women or child. It makes no difference. The training is for everyone, and anyone can do it. Anyone at all. And so why are we speaking dharmas here for you? Because it helps you develop your wisdom much faster than you weren't taught the dharma. So we adapted this practice here. This comes compliments from Master YongHua, my late Chinese teacher, where he would explain the Dharma to us during the Chan practice. It's very important. This Dharma here will help you stay on course, because the Chan Chi is a very, very intensive time period where you actually apply a lot of efforts and you go pretty fast. The analogy, you go at high speed, much higher speed than you normally go. And if you're not careful, you can go off course. So that's why one of the major benefits of the Dharma when you practice, the Dharma talks like this, when you practice at all, any sort of spiritual practice, is that will help you stay on course. Because if you're not careful, you just go off on a tangent and you just fly off course so quickly, and you cannot recover. So that's why in the Chinese or the Vietnamese and some other disciplines, traditions, they would call it entering demonic states. So, 走火入魔. So it's very, very, could happen. It happened to a lot of people because they practiced very hard. They meditated very hard, especially those who meditated by themselves. And they didn't realize going off on a tangent. And sometimes they run into demonic states. Okay? And that's what happened to some of our disciples. Okay, as soon as because our practice is pretty intensive. So as soon as you harbor this feeling that you're special. Pay attention. You think you're special. Anyone feels you special? I do. Okay? It's very easy for them to come in and fool you and pull you off course. Okay? And so this is why in the China world, it's so important for you to stick with a good known advisor who can help you. He can help you in the sense, if you go off course, he can pull you back if he decides to. He doesn't want you back, he won't pull you back. Tough luck. Okay? But on the other hand, it's the instructional talks like this are designed to help you stay the course. So these instructional talks are very, very important. Okay? Helps you stay on course, and then helps you improve. Give you tips on how to address your problems, your concerns. But also, this is not emphasized enough outside of the Chinese culture, Chinese Mahayana, is that the Chinese are very, very smart. They're very wise. They only practice under a good known advisor when they practice Chan. They don't have that in Korea, they don't have it in Vietnam, in Japan, anywhere else but China. And so Master Hsuan brought the technology here. So when we practice Chan, we practice under a good known advisor, period. Because for those two major reasons. Okay, many reasons, but I give you two tonight that are of interest to you because it happened recently. Okay, you can go off course unless it's like driving on the road. It looks straight, right? But we always are going like this with our steering wheel. No, you don't. I do. I don't do it. I do it like this only. I wiggle my shoulder. Hey, man. Okay? So you have to constantly adjust, very minute adjustments, right? And that's required for you to stay on course. Same thing in Chan. You need to adapt and constantly adjust, okay? And these talks here are designed to help you adjust, okay? For example, the newbies, they come, they think they're so special and don't realize that they're nothing. And that they don't realize how big you are, okay? How scary you are. You know how many monks are willing to sit here and talk to you? I can't think of many monks. Because you shred them to pieces. If you ask them questions, you wouldn't know how to answer you. Okay, and so the newbies come in, they think they're so special, and they think they're hot stuff, and they don't realize that all of you are very, very scary. You're being to survive so many tests that you're able to gone this far. Okay, survival alone is progress. You know, amazing. The way we go about it is that if you survive, okay. You follow instructions, you make progress, period. Okay? And also lurking in the background is that what you don't realize is you get protection, you get adjustment constantly. As soon as they come, okay, you chop them off. Okay, not now. Okay? So that even when you go off track, we pull you back. Trust me, you get a lot more help than you realize. Why? Because it's about your success. Okay? Not about us. It's about making sure you get there. Like people before me did for me, that's all. And people after me, my disciples and my followers, will hopefully be able to do it for the future generations. Okay? Yes. Jeju Island. It's snowing there, huh? Okay, go.
Master, first of all, we want to introduce a new visitor.
I'm sorry. Introduce new people? Okay. 안녕하세요.
And his girlfriend from Virginia.
From Virginia.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's a long way. Yes. Glad you're joining us.
She lives in Korea, right? Oh, she lives in Korea.
She lives in Korea, but originally from Virginia.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Welcome. Okay, very good.
I have a question. So, Master, yesterday you mentioned that it doesn't matter if you have some prior wrong knowledges, like we were discussing about it yesterday. A lot of people have some wrong views and knowledge about Buddhism, but they can still get enlightened. This applies only when you have good knowing advisor, or it doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter. And that's as long as the line what I told you, that if you follow the recipes here, you get there, okay? In spite of your erroneous views, okay? But up to a certain point, you need to let go of those views. Those views will get in the way eventually, okay? Some of your misconceptions, misunderstandings, your attachments cannot get in the way at all. At low levels, it doesn't matter, okay? But once you get higher levels, then I start being more violent towards you, like asking someone to hit you and stuff like that, because it's no longer tolerated. You know, I would call you bitches. You know what I mean? And I would slap you in the face, because you have to know that it's not good it's no longer acceptable. Low level, you can behave like a bitch, but high level, you can no longer behave like a bitch, because it's a showstopper. You can no longer make progress. Okay? And so it doesn't matter, and even at very even after you become enlightened, you still have a lot of baggage we still need to help you undo, let go. Okay, a lot of things we can work with, but the adjustment you'll be told when to make adjustments. Okay? Without a good knowing advisor, you have to do it like the Chinese. You have to drop everything. And that's not possible. That's why people get confused. And that's why the Chinese system, patriarch system, is fantastic. They can train talent so quickly because of that process. Okay? There's no discrimination. That's what's beautiful about it. You don't need to be Buddhist. You can even be a man who wears skirts. Okay? It doesn't matter at all. Okay? So even at first, we don't care. You can do whatever you do, and as you get higher and higher, then we become stricter and stricter with you, because your mistakes could bring you in trouble. Okay? All right. Any other questions? A case in point, we're back on slide 686 here. I started last week by telling you that dharmas must be pronounced. So much more is the case of non-dharmas. Just an example for you. I'm not going to go into this, okay? Because it's too much for you, and it's not for you. See, this first part here, dharmas must be renounced, refers to the fact that up to a certain point, you be told to renounce the Dharma, okay, for you to become enlightened. All right? So that process could happen through your intensive cultivation or practice of Chan meditation, or when the time comes, it comes in the form of certain instruction, certain teaching, okay? Then that's what's going to happen. And then, even much further, much higher, this is where, as I said, I hinted last time, this level here Even Master Shenhua's disciples are not taught yet. You see, we go very, very far. Okay, so don't think so highly of yourself. Master Shenhua's disciples are very, very high already. Were very high already, and they were not taught yet this thing here. Not the way Master Shenhua explained. Master Shenhua explained is standard Chinese explanation, Korean explanation, but this is a lot more profound than is meant to explain to you in public. This causes problems for people low level. That's why we don't explain it to you. So that's why in Chinese system of the good no advisor is the best way to practice Chan. It's the safest way to practice Chan. Let me plant the seeds for you. If you want to practice Chan in the future, okay, I would not do it without a good no advisor. Okay? When you reach a certain level, I would not do it. All right? So now we have that in the US, believe it or not. And I hoped this tradition will continue to your generation, the third generation. Meaning the third generation will become good no advisors for the fourth generation. Because it's supposed to be the case for Mahayana to be propagated. Mahayana is not in the books on the translation. It is in a good knowing advisor. That's a secret. That's the best way to propagate Mahayana. The books are only support materials. They're not the most important form of transmission, form of instructions is to go through good no advisor. That's why I've been very consistent the whole time I've been teaching. I told you, learn from the patriarchs only. Do not mess with non-patriarchs, period. And I'm even qualified it for you. When you learn from a patriarch, learn from the best that I know of, Master Shenhua. Okay? I don't go for low levels like fifth patriarch. Xu Yun. Not interested. Too low. Yes, 7. Xu Yun is too rigid. He doesn't understand how to train Chan. That's one. My problem is with Master Xu Yun. And it shows. His disciples don't get it. 7.
Thank you, Master. I also want to mention our gratitude to the YouTube audience. And if you find that there's something worthwhile in Master's Dharma, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. I'd like to hear mention Sophia Gu's question she has. Master, is it okay to transfer merit and virtue to all of our past karmic creditors? Is this an invitation for them to come and hassle us? Thank you.
Well, when we transfer merit and virtue, we are performing a deed of giving, an act of giving. So it's a good thing to do. If you give, then if you give, why are you still so afraid of the consequence of giving? If I give and they become greedy and come and try to get more from me, let them. Okay? Next. Any other questions? Yes, sir. 3.
Thank you, Master. How do you make vows? Is there a special process to do it?
Usually, you make vows, and then your good new advisor will help you correct the vows so that is well formulated. Okay, so in your case there, if you want to make vows, you can talk to our, abbots or myself. Okay, we'll help you correct them. Okay. Anyone else? All right, and so we've been talking about the patient with Dharma extinction, and I'm sorry, the newbies, it's too much for them. Again, it's okay. It's not meant for even our own people, our old timers. Many of them still don't understand. It's okay. So part of the lecture of this Dharma talks is for you to listen, okay? And because it plants the seeds of wisdom in you that will benefit you greatly down the road. A lot more. It gives you the kinds of super roots, we call it roots, or super seeds of, shall I use the word, greatness? That's what it is, okay? These seeds are of incredible quality for you, that in the future, as you hear these profound principles, in the future, they will help you greatly in many ways in your lives, in your future lives as well. Okay? So sometimes the Dharma, the Buddha Dharma is spoken, is made available to you, is primarily is to plant seeds in you. Okay? All right. But if you have questions, feel free to ask. Okay? There's no stupid questions until I say it's stupid. That means I don't feel like answering. Okay? All right. And so fundamentally, I want you to understand the concept of spiritual training or spiritual pursuits. You see, the foundation of spiritual practice is what? We train you to increase your patience. Never mind about enlightenment, never mind about all the things. Fundamentally, this Chan practice, the life at the temple, all the activities at the temple are designed to help you increase your patience. Every little thing that happens will test your patience, will help you increase your patience. And if you are more greedy for it, you want to have quicker results, then Chan is a very intensive way of increasing your patience. Because if your patience increase along with it, naturally, okay, your wisdom also increases. It's a natural process. Okay? And this, we understand that. That's why we speak Dharma for you. We explain to you. Okay? And so that your wisdom, you should have the proper wisdom. Because when you increase patience, you can have two things that happen to you. As your patience increases, okay, your wisdom can be proper or improper. This is what the non-Buddhists are not aware of. The non-Buddhists also have these meditation practices. Okay? And because of that, their adherents also increase the patience. But what happens with their increased patience is that they develop improper wisdom. That of the yogis, that of the Hindus, that of the Taoists and so forth. They don't realize that because you do have greater insights, and those of us who have lower tolerances, lower level of patience, they do have more insights than we do. And therefore, they don't realize that if they're not careful, they will develop the wrong kind of insights, the wrong kind of wisdom. So this is why we speak Dharma to you. You may not be able to understand it, but the seeds there will mature. When your level of patience increases, your samadhi increases, then your seeds of wisdom will also sprout accordingly. That's why in Buddhism we think very long term. We're not we're not transactional. We say, hey, I teach you, I spend 1 hour with you. Each one of you has to pay me $40. Okay, it's not like that. It's about long-term development. So we understand what it takes to bring you there, and we have a track record of bringing countless individuals who've done it already. All right? And it's for free because it's how we benefit ourselves. Okay? We benefit ourselves by helping others, not by hoarding, not by plotting and scheming for ourselves. That will not help you improve. You know that? The secret? Worldly people, they only are taught to calculate and plot and scheme to get more for themselves, to hoard for themselves. Maybe for the families, okay? But they don't realize that in doing that, they're exhausting their blessings. They're using up their blessings. All right? Whereas in Buddhism, we teach you that it's not about hoarding, it's not about plotting for yourself. The path we're teaching you, we're sharing with you, is to help others. Okay? When you help others, that's how you will be better off. And that is the secret of Buddhist practices. What I hope to do is convince you, okay? The more, the better you get, the more you're willing to help others. That's how you are making sure that you continue to improve. If you want to continue to improve, you want to open your heart and help others more and more and more and more. There's no other way, folks. The moment you stop, you say, I have enough, I'm going to retire, that's when you start dying. You are dead. That's it. We're done with you. You can no longer help yourself. You see? You want to help yourself, you have to help others. Isn't it fascinating? Because when you help yourself, okay, the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas will help you. You all need help, trust me. Yeah? Yeah? Can anyone claim that you are self-sufficient? we need so much help. We need so much protection. Think about it. Without the armies, without the Air Force, without the fire department, without the police, can we be here practicing? We can't. We are getting help, aren't we? Yes, 9.
Emitofuo, Master. I'm trying to understand between what Ji means, like wisdom. Here, is wisdom just the ability to help, or is it more than that?
Wisdom is the ability to help yourself. And great wisdom is to know how to help more so that you can help yourself more. If it's when you're only good at helping yourself, that's called smarts. It's not called wisdom. There's a difference between being smart, being intelligent versus being wise. Being wise, okay, is to know how to help more people. Being wise, being smart is to know how to help yourself. Being smart, intelligent, Being smart, being intelligent is to know how to help yourself. Being wise is to know how to help others, more of the others. Yes, 9.
Emitofuo, Master, would you say that we want to help others because they all have the Buddha nature? So in a way, we are kind of helping because there is the Buddha nature that is there. So we are helping, or we are serving that Buddha nature in a sense?
No. I am different. I don't help others because I'm helping the Buddha nature. I don't know what the Buddha nature is. I don't know about you. And when people talk about Buddha nature, I say, what? Can we speak English? What's Buddha nature? Okay? Let me explain to you what Buddha nature is. Buddha nature is others. So stop worrying so much about yourself. It's that simple. When you have wisdom, the more wisdom you have, the more you're willing to help others. That's called wisdom. The smarter you are, you get a degree from top schools in the world, you're much better at helping yourselves. Yes, it's a fact. Okay? You train to help yourself, but you have no wisdom. So there must be a balance, okay? Life is to find the balance there. Don't be stupid. You're only wise, then you're useless because you're wise, you want to help others. You also need the smarts as well, okay? And temperate. There must be a balance. But the typical world education is only designed to help yourself, primarily. And the spiritual path we're in is apparently to help others. So there's a balance. And then pretty soon, when you have real wisdom, you see that it's the same. Self and others is one and the same. That's called Buddha nature. But that's much further down the road. So let's stop using big words, which are meaningless to us and only are designed to impress others, but means nothing to us. So I don't want to use big words. Until I understand what the Buddha nature is, then I explain to you, I use that word, but not before. You understand? It's no point in using things that you don't understand, talking about things you don't understand. Yes, sir.
I was saying that, Master, because then it makes it easier to help others. If I kind of convince my mind with that concept, then it comes naturally to help others. Or else when I look at others, I see them as selfish, then I'm like, why should I help them? So I think if I see them I try to see them, or tell myself there is a Buddha nature, that's why I'm helping, it can come more easily.
Yeah, and that comes with intellectual people. Smart people need to fool themselves. Okay? I'm very simple-minded. Yeah. I help others because my teacher told me so. I did it grudgingly. But eventually I understand. Once you get started, it snowballs. Okay? Yeah. I'm against making excuses to do things. I just don't like it. Okay? I don't want to tell myself I help others because they have Buddha nature the same to me. That's so Chinese, it's so Indian. I'm not built like that. I'm a meat and potatoes kind of person, if you will. I Wagyu beef, and that kind of thing. It's real to me. Don't tell me about something I don't understand, I don't get, Don't tell me about, things that are meaningless to me. It's a waste of my time. Okay? For me, when I do things, it's because of that person I look up to, Master YongHua. Okay? He does it. That's why, if it's good for him, it's got to be good for me. So let me try to see. So he's a standard for me, and I cannot reach his standard, so it's very challenging for me. Okay? He wants to help all sorts of people. I cannot help all sorts of people. Okay? And some people I can't stand. Losers, I can't stand, okay? Stay away from me. Go over there. Okay? And but to me, that is my challenge because I know I fail. I fail because I cannot meet his standards. His heart is so big, mine is so small. So I say, okay, if that's the case, I'm not going to let a Chinese person beat me. So I do things differently to motivate myself, but I do not want to make excuses to say, it's a Buddha nature or because I'm supposed to be, whatever. I just don't like to fool myself. The only thing that I do is to follow someone who I look up to. That's all. I know it's hard for you because that's why I try to bring you tell you about this short Chinese man here. He's incredible. So that's why you have the chance, look him up and read his stuff. He's a very special individual. Now I can tell you flat out, I don't measure up to. I'm so far short of him. That's why I'm struggling. I struggle every day. I say, I'm still not good enough. I'm still not good enough. But he can do it. If he can do it, so can I. Okay? My style is to go and use a role model to do things. Not use big words are meaningless to me. Okay? Yeah. It works for you originally, but eventually you have to drop it. Because there's no point in talking about things that are meaningless to you. What's Buddha nature? That's baloney. No one knows. None of you knows what Buddha nature is. Okay? All right. But it does not preclude from some of you to decide to say, okay, I will, use this excuse to keep going. That's fine. But eventually, you have to drop it, okay? Because it's no point in deluding yourself. I don't like deluding myself. Okay? I want to be a conscious decision. Do I want to do this? Okay? If I want to, and my motivation is because there is this idol here of mine I look up to. And I feel very, very blessed to be able to know of him. And that he deigned me good enough to be taught. So I motivate myself to make myself worthy of that. That's all. So honestly, personally, I fall short every single day. So that's why you see, that's called patience, isn't it? Patience training. Because every time you do it, you fall short. And it's a very humbling experience. Yes, you fall short. Of course, you're better than a lot of people, but that's not the point. It's not about you compared to the losers. It's about you compared to the winners. Okay? All right, any other questions? Okay, and so again, this not about you, but also about your children, your nephews and nieces. If you want to teach them, okay, you have to teach them about patience. Okay? Worldly knowledge is not enough for them to be a man or a woman. They need to be patient. More patience. Okay? It's not. It's wrong to me. It's wrong to help your let's say your daughter by taking care of everything that she needs. I will let her struggle so much so that she really becomes more patient with her own failures. Okay? We're tough people. Okay. So we have more types of patiences that you will naturally develop, okay? If you continue this path here, you come to the temple on the weekends, or you tune into a video and so forth regularly, okay? You need to maintain a certain level of efforts for it to mature. All the good seeds to mature, you need to have continuity and constancy, okay, consistency, okay? And with that, you naturally develop, you naturally become more and more patient, okay? And more in slide 687, there are more patiences that you develop along the way with this practice here. This is, as I said, this is the theory behind why we ask you to do things, why we do the chanchi, the fochi, the ceremonies, and so forth, okay? All those are to help you develop patience with the dharmas of the way, okay? And there are many dharmas of the way. For example, we teach you chant, but it's not just chant. We also teach you Pure Land, okay? And not just Pure Land, we also teach you tantras and so forth. Those are the dharmas of the way, okay? And so we teach you many, many dharmas. And the Chinese typically say, okay, pick a dharma door, choose only chant, choose only Pure Land, and focus. We, Mahayana, we don't want to do that. We prefer not to do that yet. We want you to be learning about different dharmas here. Even though you struggle and you bitch and moan about it, because you're developing patience with dharmas of the way. You understand now? It's a complete. Okay? Helps you get there a lot quicker than for you to only specialize in, for example, Huatou. That's very narrow path. Okay? Yeah. And so as you do these things here, and these practices, we now revealing to you and the theory behind why we do these things, okay? The last 17 years, 18 years, because it helped you develop the 4 patience, the 4 wisdoms. All right? This is the theory behind it. And there are many kinds of sufferings, and you develop the patience with kinds of sufferings, kinds of and so forth. And so you have actually developed a total of 8 wisdoms and 8 patiences. That's built in this process. This is the theory behind it. Okay, this is to reassure you there is a method to all these things we tell you. There is a theory, there's a sound principles behind it. Okay? If you look at another ways, the Buddha explained the theory already. The patriarchs came to our world to come up with these different methods in order to help us become enlightened, help us get there quicker. That's why it's a lot more advantageous for us to stay on the pathways the patriarchs designed for us. Each patriarch designed his own different pathways for each era, each generation. Master YongHua designed a pathway for my generation, 30 years. It's very good for 30 years. Now your generation is not that good anymore. So we need to have adjustments. Okay? And so there's a theory behind it, so I'm very, very proud to be able to share it with you. Okay? It should be reassuring for you to know that there's a Buddhist principles behind this methodology here that Master YongHua brought to our country. Okay? And we talked about 18 minds, the 34 minds, and now actually with that, you also have the 9 non-intermittents and 9 liberations. Now the names are interesting, okay? Let's go through the names so you can understand why there's a theory behind it, and it's accurately describes our existence, our worlds. Okay? Let's go into the non-intermittences. 无间, okay? They're in theory, this is how the world is divided. The world is divided into 9 different areas, stages. Okay? One stage is our desire realm, where we are. That's one. And then next one, there are 4 stages in the form realm, next realm, and 4 more stages in the formless realm. So together there are 9 stages. Okay? So what it means is that when you're in this desire realm, your mindset functions in a certain way. When you move on to the form realm, then the first dhyana is one stage, and then second stage, and so forth. Your mind is at different level functioning. Okay? For example, down here where we are, this stage here of the desire realm is only one stage because the predominant mindset is, I want. Yes or no? I want money. What else do you want? I want sex. Oh, wait, I'm not supposed to talk about it. I want food. Okay? I want what else? I want to sleep. I want to be famous. Okay? Where we are right now, all day long, we want. Yes or no? That's a mindset. I want to become enlightened. I want to become a monk. I want to become rich. I want to become, fanboy. Okay? You see that? Isn't that interesting? It so accurately describes how we function, our mindset. If we want children, we want chocolate, we want Christmas gifts, we want to drink. Yes, that's who we are. That's how we operate. You can deny it all you want. Okay? We all in the same boat. We here, we want. Okay? And then when you meditate, this is why it's so hard to get out of here. When we meditate, we move to the next stage, the first dhyana, where you free ourselves from a lot of wants. What kind of wants are we free from? When first dhyana, move to first dhyana. Substantial difference. We free from the want of, you don't know? Food. You're not as greedy for flavors anymore. Yeah? You can enjoy it, but you can drop it. You hear, okay? But when you can, someone gives you good food, this is so fast, so good. But you don't crave for good food as much anymore. That's a sign that you've been there, okay? Whereas other people who are still here, they cannot help themselves. Sounds familiar? Huh? Because they cannot control themselves. When you go to the first dhyana, your mindset is a mindset who's able to let go of the attachment to food. Okay? So you can enjoy it, but if you don't have it, it's okay too. So you have more freedom. Whereas down here, we cannot help ourselves. These poor suckers, these poor losers, they need to have Wagyu beef. Is that clear? You see the mindset? The Buddha is so incredibly wise. He sees the nature of our mind, how we function. Down where we are, desire realm, we want all day long. But when we are able to enter samadhi, first dhyana, okay, at that stage there, we are free from a want of food. We are not as craving for food as much as anymore. Okay? We also are not as crazy about, I should not talk about it, sex anymore. See that? That's a mindset we're talking about. That's why it's called stage. This stage of desire realm is one stage. First dhyana is another stage. Second dhyana, another stage. You go to second dhyana, different kind of mindset. Okay? Therefore, that is called liberation. You freed as soon as you decide. Look at the implications, folks. We are here, we born here, and we want. We are creatures of wants. Okay? That's how we wired here. But when we practice Chan, we are able to enter the first dhyana. Now we have the option. Do I stay here and want? Or if I don't want, and it really bothers me, I meditate, I enter first dhyana, I'm free of the desire for food. You have a choice now. Before, you have no choice. You're basically a victim of your desires. Yes? Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Huh? All right? Isn't that cool? That's why from here to here, it's called liberation. You liberate yourself. You choose to liberate yourself. No one else is doing it for you. Isn't it beautiful? You have a choice now. You can choose here and take a beating. Or you say, okay, I don't like it. Okay? I move to, God forbid, Florida. Or Texas. I will never open a temple in Texas. Anyone from Texas? Okay? I'm kidding. Come on, Texans. I love you. Cowboys. Okay? Isn't it interesting that you in this Chan practice are actually developing the ability to choose. Do you want to enjoy the beer and the wine and the French food? Or you say, I don't have money right now. I cannot afford it right now. Let me free myself of this gnawing, desire for food. You have an option. You have an option. You can choose. That's called wisdom. That's called liberation. The wisdom to liberate yourself. Because it's you. It's about you. It's not about me. You see that? It's about you choosing to use your skills to live your life. Yes, 7. So it's never, Buddhism is never about Master Shenhua. It's only a conduit. It's helping you. Yes, 7.
Thank you, Master. I'm really glad you are going over this because I see things I've been learning through you and your teachings that I've changed from the way I used to be. And things I want to do. I have a group of friends, we meet every month, and we always host a dinner. And we play a real stupid game called Bunko. But we've been meeting for probably over 15 years, once a month. And so I started in this group, before I became a Buddhist. So what's really interesting to me is through all that time, it's just always accepted. You're always going to have liquor, and everyone does it, and people drink. Some do, some don't, but you always have to have it because it's considered being hospitable when you have people over and you have, hard liquor and you have wine or whatever. And then lately, I was really torn. Now, how am I supposed to do this? We don't drink anymore in my house, and I didn't want to lose my hands. I forgot which hand you lose. Anyhow, I didn't. Yeah, my serving hand. I didn't want to do it anymore. So how am I gonna have people over and not seem like they will think I'm weird? Seriously, like what's wrong with her? Why doesn't she have any liquor? Because that's just what you do. Because somebody may want some. That whole thing of desire. So luckily I figured something out that I asked somebody to co-host with me who wanted to host, but then she moved and she didn't have a place. I said, well, how about we do it together? I'll take care of the meal. How about you handle the liquor? And then I didn't have to deal with it.
But you still have no hands.
What?
Because you told her to do the liquor.
Oh, jeez.
Really? That's called scheming.
Oh no!
I talked about.
Really? Oh, here I thought I found a way to resolve my problem, but I guess I didn't.
Dump it on someone else's.
But she's not Buddhist. Really? But she's not Buddhist.
Most non-Buddhists, they're more non-Buddhists who have no hands than Buddhists. Never mind. Okay, I'm glad you brought it up. Okay, let's talk about stage 1 and stage 2. Okay, it's very simple. Stage 3, 4. There's the same reasoning. Okay, you know you have the ability. All of you have the ability to choose to liberate yourself from these nagging desires. Yes? All of you. I know that, except for Daniel. He's Catholic. It doesn't matter. Okay? We exclude him. Okay? So you have the option. All of you have the option to say, okay, I don't like it, and I'm going to liberate myself from these nagging desires that really bother me. Yeah? You have the option. You switch it off. Some desires off by entering samadhis. That's chant right there. Okay? However, there are times where it pays to be down here. Yeah? For example, when with the boss, and the boss wants to drink, and your promotion depends on it. You know what I mean? Then the Buddhists are not above, and again, I'm speaking against precepts here. The Buddhists don't necessarily have to be against, they can drink up to a certain point, okay, knowing full well that they have a price to pay, okay, which will hopefully be offset by the promotion and the money and the salary increase. You see what I mean? There is always a trade-off. We have more choices now. You can decide whether it's worth it to you or not. Because you can do it, okay, and then you can say, okay, enough. I'm out of here. And free yourself from this ugliness. Okay? Oh, you're not impressed. Okay. How about love? Okay. Most of you understand what I'm talking about. Yeah? Huh? How are you? Never mind. I'm not going to go there. You understand me? Okay? We have the options now. Because it's a conscious, we choose to do it. Deliberately. We can liberate yourself. We can get out of trouble when we need to. Therefore, we don't have to be so scared anymore. Do we? Yes, 3.
Thank you, Master. I appreciate you bringing up the love part. My wife tells me when I go for a walk, don't look at the pretty girls. And so now I go for a walk. The pretty girls may look at me, but I don't need to look at them.
Shameless is the word that comes to mind.
There's one exception, Master. When I walk with my niece's dog, Haku, then the pretty girls just come to Haku like a magnet. And I deal with that, but I always avert my eyes.
I open up that door. So, shame on me. All right, you see how cool life is? Life is much richer. Life is about choices. We're not teaching you to be chickens. You see what I mean? We can live and say, okay, enough of this. I'm out of here. Just like that. That's called wisdom. Yes, 4.
Master, can I ask a question?
No. But go ahead, my God.
So my mom's good friend just passed away 3 days ago. And she's Thai and she's been going to temples her whole life. And my mom said that she went to Costco and she just came home. On the way home, she said, "Oh, I'm having a difficult time breathing." And then she died.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean she didn't really suffer?
She suffered. What do you mean she's not suffering? Have you try hold your breath, see how much it hurts? Seriously? It's no suffering because you don't breathe anymore?
No, I mean...
No, hold your breath. Just hold it for 5 minutes.
Is it a good death? Because...
No, it's not a good death.
It's not a good death?
No, it's not a natural death. Natural death usually is you expire breathing normally. Okay, 7. Yeah.
Thank you, Master. We have a question from Samson Lau. Hi, Master. For the change of mindset at each of these levels, is it only applicable when you enter samadhi, or does it also change the way we view everyday life outside of being in samadhi? Thank you.
Good question. Okay, it's not clear to me when I was taught this. Let me explain it to you. I clarify for you. It's about skills. I use the word skills, remember? So you develop these skills, you develop these samadhi levels, and along with it, as you practice every day, you develop the skills to enter them. Okay? And that's where it becomes useful. Because let's say you get in trouble, get into drugs, for example. Okay? You have some samadhi and somehow you are a spy and they injected drugs in you and so forth and make you addicted. Okay? But you have the skills already. You see, I'm a movie person. Saw in the movie, French Connection too. It's real, man. It's real life. So now you're a drug addict, and you say, "Oh my God, I'm suffering so much. I need. Give it to me. Come on, give it to me." That's all you have, right? You can do this, or you can say, "Oh, I enter samadhi, and I'm free from this need." See that? So this is why your chant skills are so important. You keep on doing it every day, you develop it, your skills get better and get better and better. That's why it's a matter of conscious choice. If you said, "No, I don't want this anymore," then you know you need to enter samadhi. That's all. Does it make sense? That's why we tell you, meditate every day, because it's right there. Every day you drill how to enter samadhi, so that when you need it, it happens naturally because you can. Very much like when the earth is moving underneath you, you jump without thinking. Yes? It's a reflex. Same thing with samadhi skills. Reflex, in order for you to distance yourself, liberate yourself according to the teaching here, because it's a liberation. It's a conscious effort. You liberate yourself from the torments, from the afflictions. You have that choice. You can choose to liberate yourself. And you all can do that. Isn't that cool? All of you. Calm down, calm down. It's so cool. That's what this is about. This is why I said, wow, because you have the ability and you're living it. You're able to liberate yourself at will. Because you only need to want it. And it still bothers you, keep on concentrating and you get out. That's all. Go for us. And we do it for free, darn it.
Hello, Master. So I broke my fast this evening because I'm following your teaching to go home to give joy to my family for Christmas. So I just fasted 5 days. So I found this fasting experience very similar from my previous experiences. I have this very intense, like all my desires are intensified, like, of course about the food, and then also about just like worldly experiences, like, going to vacation. I planned my Hawaii vacation while fasting. So I'm just, and then when those desires come up, I always just follow them. I could not really, go into samadhi, or I didn't really meditate that much. I assume fasting this type of fasting is still good for me. So I'm just curious why, and I also want to know what should I learn from this experience. Thank you, Master.
Well, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Am I promising you 100% of the time? And that's the paying section.
But I'm just wondering why this is good, because my desires are strong in this fasting experience. Why is...
Hey, listen, girl, we do it for free. Don't ask for free information.
No, Master, I'm grateful of doing it, of having the opportunity to do it. I'm just trying to understand a little bit more.
I'm so sorry, I couldn't understand your English, but you're welcome.
Can I send this in email to you? I'm sure you can understand that.
What?
Sorry.
She's slurring words, but it's okay. I accept. It's a good thing. Okay. I take it. It's a bad thing. Give it to Peter. Yes, JMT. We're supposed to suffer. Come on, don't be such a pussies. The training is that you develop patience by enduring suffering. Isn't that a secret? I mean, there's no two ways about it. You only become patient with the best way to develop patience is with your own suffering. When others suffer, it's no patience for you. You enjoy it. It's called pleasure. Okay? When you suffer and you endure, that's called patience.
Master, I understand that. My question is not about the suffering. It's about if I'm suffering it correctly.
Who cares? Suffering is a suffering. Shut up. If you say, I must suffer, only suffer the right way, not suffer the wrong way, it's not patience then. If you only suffer the properly, then it's not called patience anymore. It's called proper suffering. Suffering includes improper and proper. Next, JMT. God, these people, these Chinese are always looking for a cheap way to do it more efficiently, you know, too smart for their own good. JMT. Where's Liang? Hit her!
She's a DTT.
So DTT? Okay, drive the DTT, let her hit you. Yes, JMT.
질문은 번뇌로운 상황에서 삼매를 선택해서 삼매로 들어간다면 제 첫 번째 질문은 그럼 삼매로 도망치는 것이 아닌지 번뇌로부터 그게 첫 번째 질문이고요. 상수님 한번 끊을까요?
When I get afflicted, but I choose to enter samadhi, then does it mean to run away to samadhi?
One more time.
I got afflicted, but I chose to enter samadhi. Does it mean that I run away from my affliction to samadhi?
네, 질문은 선택해서 삼매에 들어가는 경우는 그럼 이런 경우는 진전하고는 상관없는 건지 두 번째가 질문입니다. 이상입니다.
So if I choose to enter samadhi, is it related with my progression?
It's going to what, your profession?
Progress. Is it related to progress?
I don't know what your profession is.
Progress.
Okay, I don't know what her profession is. And I'm not here to advise her to make progress in her profession. Okay? It's her personal choices. That's all I'm here for. I'm not here to train her so that she becomes a better professional. She has to choose to be a better professional her own way. Okay? Are you running away from affliction? Of course we're running away from affliction, but when we choose to. We choose to run away. We don't want to endure it. All right? We let others endure. We let our husbands endure it. There you go. See what I mean? We have the choice, folks. It's kind of nice to know, you know? And that makes you more compassionate in the same way because you know you have a choice to go and escape when they can't. They simply are victims of their own afflictions. This is when you say, okay, I have a lot more. And these poor losers, that's why you become more compassionate. Because you now, you can help them, and when you can't take it anymore, you get out. You can help them, you can't take it anymore, get out, you know? You see you back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You can afford to be more compassionate than before. Before, you couldn't handle it. Now you can. See that? That's how you help others. That's how you are able to help more. That's why you have to open your heart. Because by helping more, your skills get better and better. Does it make sense? All right. Is there any other questions? If not, we stop here tonight. Thank you all very much.